great day, a great response by the guys. Uh, Yesterday took us a little time to kind of get going. Today, from the jump, it was such a competitive practice. Um, Defense took the first drill, offense came back, took the last drill. We ended on a 2-point play because we never end on a tie around here. So love the energy, love the finish. Really excited. We got one more chance tomorrow to come back, so excited about it.
Yeah. What is that from the excitement? Or?
Oh yeah, just it feels like camp. So a lot of meetings, a lot of practice. Kind of yelling and chasing guys, and just trying to add to the energy of it. So everything we got.
Dave, that was a pretty impressive performance by Bryce. Red zone, goal line. Anything you saw like a common denominator with some of those throws?
Oh, just chemistry, right? Timing. It was Xavier on 2 of them, so some great stuff there. Andy came in and ripped some balls in there. We're starting to see the coverages. The defense is seeing our concepts, so it's getting harder and harder to create those plays. A little trick play, kind of a catch and toss, 3rd and long type of attack deal there. So any edge we can find. But it was really nice to get the red zone work.
Can you give us some information on T-Mac and what happened with him?
Yeah, T-Mac's fine. Went down for a ball, got kicked in the leg. It swelled up, so we just, as a precautionary, just sat him out today. Hopefully we get him back out tomorrow.
Dave, how vital is it from last year to this year to have so much continuity on the offense side of the ball? All your starting linemen back, so many receivers back, running back, quarterback, and you as a play caller for the first time having the same QB back-to-back years. How vital is it to have that continuity?
It's huge because you come into the offseason and we're not teaching words. For the first 3 weeks, the last 2 years in Tampa, then here last year, you're teaching language, you're teaching vocabulary. And so we come into the spring starting there. Then now we could do is dig into formations, different personnels, where the guys understand the concepts of what we're doing, and now it can be more attacking and more versatile.
There were a few times today, seeing Bryce pull a receiver aside and kind of walk them through, like, hey, you did this, try this next time. How much more does it mean coming from him than you? And have you seen him do that more and more this spring?
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing it all along, but I think, to your point, the importance of, look, we try to get a base rule as coaches. We give him a base rule and a starting point, but it's what Bryce sees. It's the leverage he wants, whether he wants the guy to come back to him or come right back down his stem or uncover outside. All the little nuances, that part takes time, and it requires those kind of communications.
Dave, Trayvon had a pick today, and he seems really comfortable playing close to the line of scrimmage. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well?
He's kind of versatile. He gives us the opportunity really to do a lot of things. We can blitz him. We can play him in the back half. We can play him at linebacker. We can play him at nickel. So, and you just saw that play he read it, saw it early, came and made a great play on a middle screen. And those are the type of things we're hoping for out of him. And the more comfortable he gets, the more we can use him in different spots.
The intensity level was pretty ramped up today. I feel like I've read in the past that Pete in some of these mini camps would take it kind of right up to the point where no contact. But are you good with that, even if it means a couple times guys end up on the ground?
I just try to show them great examples of high effort, high energy plays. I kind of count on the fact that they're pro athletes to take care of each other full speed. And for the most part, you can. Sometimes they get tripped up on plays. That's a part of it. But we don't want to sacrifice the speed of the game, at the same time talking about taking care of each other. And so every day I'll show about 10 to 12 clips of good technique, great plays on the ball, and then also I'll show a couple of teachable. We can't have this hold right here. We can't have this type of contact in this phase. So just trying to continue to teach the guys to take care of each other.
You mentioned Xavier in the red zone catches for TDs. What are you seeing sign-wise? Because he's improving his technique. He was talking earlier, he wanted to catch more with his hands and his body. What are you seeing, and did you see it out there?
Yeah, all the things, even all through last year, he's a guy that shows up early. He's the guy that's here afterwards, catching jugs, working on releases. During special teams with Coach Moore, working on releases and stems. And then on top of all of it, it's just year 2 in the system. He's comfortable, he's big and fast. The more he knows what he's doing, the bigger and faster he looks.
Will tomorrow be lighter, or I know it's a little shorter, or is it even more intensity?
It'll be high speed. It'll just be about half the time. So this was a big practice, 2 practices in a row. We haven't done 3 in a row this whole spring. So tomorrow we got to be really smart about getting them ready, warmed up, getting them in and out, making sure there's good TV timeouts if I have to kind of simulate that just to get natural breaks.
Rob Hunt was pretty animated, the dancing and stuff. Can you talk about the energy that he brings to the team and to the O-line?
Yeah, his words. This game is so hard. It's so hard to have success. When you do, we got to celebrate. We got to have fun. That's in his nature. He loves playing with the guys. He's such a great teammate. And I asked him about it in the team meeting, and he said, guys, it's being in the league as long as I've had now, it's so hard to find these successes. We have to celebrate together. We got to enjoy it.
Dave, naturally the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Bobby Brown is his size.
Yeah.
What else have you learned about him through these 3 open workouts that stood out to you?
Well, he's been in the system, so he's into the small parts, the nuances of the scheme. He had a mentor in Ashawn early on in his career, so just having those guys feeding off each other, and then, the size, the power, but then he's also such an amazing athlete, and he did a great job this spring. I think he put on 7 or 8 pounds of lean muscle mass, so he's been involved in what we're doing. He's working his tail off, and he's a great example to the young guys.
What's your expectation for the tight end position specifically? I mean, it doesn't. They all, when you talk to them, they say, well, it's not a huge part of the offense, but would you like it to become a bigger part?
I don't think that's an accurate statement. I think those guys make us go. I think the versatility we ask of them to do the dirty work, the blocking in the run game, pass protecting at times, and then they got to show up big when we send them out on routes. So, it really just, I think if you're talking about targets, that just kind of happens organically. The more comfortable Bryce gets with JT, with Mitch, who he's just learning, when we get Tommy back, it's that chemistry that'll kind of create those opportunities for them. But they're the lifeblood of what we do. They tie the whole thing in. The run and the pass game, they tie it together. So they've done a great job.
Dave, what does Jonathan Cooley add to your staff?
Just energy. Cooley is he's a technician, and his everyday drills showed some great examples in the meeting today of Shamar Bartholomew, who's taking huge strides, making plays, and it's all the footwork, it's all the technique that Cooley takes him through constantly, and he's so competitive too, and he pushes the guys, and his standard is really high for how they work, and it's evident in that group.
Did you have any of the legends yesterday address the team, or did they have other stuff going on?
No, we just, I just made sure that our guys went and talked to them and just connected with them one-on-one. It was a big group, so just wanted to make sure our guys know how important they are for what we're building here, the legacy that we have, that the responsibility of the great teams that have come before us, that we can honor that. We had Josh Norman out here today, which was great, so to be able to pick his brain, and one of my favorite and least favorite players to coach against over the years, a great human. He flips a switch on game day, and he was somebody that was always talking, always competing, challenging every throw. So a phenomenal competitor.
Was he here at your invitation, or something else going on?
No, Jeremy does a great job of bringing our guys in, and so he wasn't able to make it yesterday, so he came out today to just show support and encourage our guys.
There are a lot of new parts on defense this year. With how positive you try to keep things, how do you keep last year's results from sort of creeping in as context to what they're trying to do?
It's easy. It's this week, it's today, and so it's just what can we do today to help the 2025 Panthers. No team, 16 years in the NFL, no team is the same. The names can be the same. For example, we brought back all of our offensive linemen from last year. They're a different group now, and they're in different stages of their life. Icky's looking at a big contract, all those things. Like, people change, people start to see the game differently, but they're growing together. They have a standard for each other, and so I think, for the defensive guys, it's a new year. We got a bunch of new faces, and the guys who were here last year, they take a lot of pride in making sure that we're the best we can be this year.
At the same time, doesn't what's happened in the past drive them? Adam yesterday said guys are tired of being the same old Panthers. So how much is that driving them to be different and be unique and what you want them to do?
I don't think of it that way. I can't process that in my brain, because every year is a new thing. We won't know who we are for 4 to 6 games. We just won't know. The guys will show us who we are, and we'll find things we can count on from an offensive standpoint and a defensive standpoint, special teams as well. We'll find the guys that we can count on, and we'll become this team.
Dave, would you say Fitzgerald has the early edge at the kicking competition?
Too early to tell. Let's get a real rush out there. Let's have him kicking in games, and then we'll be able to make the decision.
Throat lozenge tonight, or green tea?
Yep. Lemon water, a little honey.
Care to guess how old Joe is today?
Happy birthday, Joe.
We're good.
You and Chuba. You and Chuba, happy birthday.
I got a couple years.
Well, Coach, I feel like you can sing, so I feel like you should sing him happy birthday. We saw the Bob Marley.
Not like this.
We'll give you a pass with the throat.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Happy
All right.
birthday, September
Thank y'all.